Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the deal. How's everybody doing today in the chat?
Hey, everyone.
What's going on? Let me see what's going on in these comments. What did I miss while I was on live? I see there's a lot of laughter. Are you guys being messy in here today or what? What's going on? What in the world? What are my neighbors doing across the hall? Anyways, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the deal. You know the vibes. Congrats on the radio interview. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in if you did. It's incredible. I had a good weekend. I hope you guys did too. It was Thanksgiving here in Canada. I know that Thanksgiving isn't really much to celebrate, but it was definitely nice to have a day off. You feel me? So this is the deal. If you're new here, I'm Tia Gordon. I'm the playlist manager for BeatStars. And every Tuesday we do this show called The Deal, and that's all about highlighting our community that have joined our BeatStars family. So you're looking at two of our publishing clients right now. BeatStars recently signed up with partnered up with Sony ATV for this initiative, and they're the #1 global music publisher. They've worked with everybody. So with this, we get to help some of our BeatStars family, with their admin services and all kinds of stuff. But if you really want to know and get into the nitty-gritty of publishing, you could check our Instagram, which is at BeatStars Publishing, or for more information, you can go to beatstars.com/publishing if you're interested in signing up with us. So last week we spoke to Space Jammin' and Technology, two of our also loyal commenters in the chat. I hope they're in the building today as well. Would love to see them. But this week we are talking with John Savage and AudiobySamuel. So everybody just put your virtual hands together in the chat and welcome them to the show. It's I think it's late where both of you guys are at this point, or it's approaching late hours. So I love when people stay up to talk to me. I appreciate it. I don't know who wants to get started first, but I would love to just get an introduction into who you are and why you started making music.
So I will start, I guess.
All right. Say no more.
My name is John Savage. I am from Latvia. So I basically started making beats since 2006. But I knew about the music producing since like 2001, when I find out that there was such a software on PlayStation 1 where you can like put like blocks of music and it like starts sounding. That's how I basically knew that there is something on the internet. And in 2006, when I got my first PC, I just downloaded the first music making software and just started making beats.
That is so crazy. My family was the type of family where it was like no video games for you. So I have no idea what is even humanly possible on some of these gaming consoles. So for you to just that's your start into music was super crazy. I think that's the first time I've ever heard that. That's amazing. What kind of music do you make? Sorry.
Well, now I'm making like Tupac inspired beats, like something from 90s West Coast hip hop, but I add some trap elements so it doesn't sound too old school, so new artists can use the beats. But I have made like all kinds of beats. Like I started with like Dr. Dre type beats. Then I made like New York old school beats, like boom bap beats. Then I started to do like EDM, electronic music, and just made like all kinds of genres, and basically just gained a very big experience with making just all kinds of music. So now it's really easy to make anything, I guess.
That's really cool. I find it so interesting because you are influenced by, we're going to talk about this, but I just want to note it, that you're influenced by like a sound that's literally on the other side of the world. So for you to be drawn to that, I want to talk about how you even found music like that you even found interest in making that music. My God, I'm tripping over my words today. Moving on. Samuel, same question for you.
My love for music started from a Nirvana album. that I got for Christmas once. And then after that, shortly, I heard my friend Elliot play guitar, and he played the Smells Like Teen Spirit riff, and I just had to learn how to play guitar after that, and he showed me how to do it. And I've been playing guitar for over like a decade now. I wasn't even producing back then; I was just playing guitar. But then it led into doing more production. I did a degree and then a master's in production, and that led into me then deciding, right, I need to sort of take it up a level and focus on making this like a job, really. Focus making this part of my career. So I've been producing. Like I was composing like acoustic guitar compositions, and then this led on to like jungle and drum and bass and like the UK sort of sounds, and then I eventually like learned how to produce properly by making like EDM type beats, like house, and those are the sorts of things that got me started with using the software to produce.
I think that's so fire, and I really want to talk about your schooling, your experience as well. I know there's a lot of people who, you know, just start out of their bedroom, or like John, they start off their PlayStation. But there are some people who are also very interested or curious about whether or not going to school can be helpful for them. So that being said, I want to talk about some of your guys' influences because, you know, Sam, you're saying you start with Nirvana and now you're making drill music. So how did we get there? And I want to talk to John. Maybe we can start with John. I want to know how you even found out about West Coast rap music and what about it just inspires you to create your music that way.
Well, basically when I was like 6 or 7 years old, my older cousin like started to bring me some Eminem D12 tapes. There was like big production made by Dr. Dre, so that's the first time when I heard some hard beats, and I basically was.
You want to swear? You're good.
Yeah. I was really like influenced by Dr. Dre at the start, and yeah, that's basically the roots how I started. That's basically the interest that made me to make beats, like all the Eminem like music and the Dr. Dre beats, basically.
So in saying that, who's your favorite artist that you constantly draw inspiration from?
Well, I would say now it's like Rick Ross, or I don't know, like Don Toliver. I basically try to check the new artists, because if all the artists don't release nothing new, I don't really listen to old stuff. But I always remember how it sounds and try to incorporate in my productions. So, and Flying Lotus or Jay Dilla, like everything old school, but you always have to listen to new stuff, so you don't lose your basically, the sparkle to make better beats.
Yeah, I think the old music is always going to inform the new music. And I think that the best creators are able to, you know, tap into what worked a long time ago and flip it and make it new. That's pretty much the gist of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Sam, I want to know, how do we get from Nirvana to drill?
So I actually share a lot of similar interests in music as John. One of my biggest influences is Dr. Dre and Tupac and Biggie. How I got from listening to grunge music to like more hip hop and rap styles was, I used to skateboard, and I don't know if it's the same all around the world, but we got like two types of skateboarders, and there's like the ones that are sort of like grunger, they listen to the heavy metal music, and then you got the ones that are more like hip hop, and they they like wear the basketball vest and things like that. And I kind of was a bit of both, so I transitioned to hip hop, and I listened to a lot, and I was listening to both metal and hip hop, and this eventually led into a love for grime music, like UK grime, and those like real underground genres at the time around 2004. This developed into like a love for drill music, mainly through my students, because where I was working at the time in Tottenham, a lot of students and a lot of them wanted to be producers or rappers, and I just learned the sound so that I was able to teach them, and then eventually like learned how to love it myself. Like I learned, I started enjoying the rhythms and the content of it really. So that's how I went from that transition.
I love that. Two things. So one, somebody is asking if you could turn up your mic. So I don't know if you can, but if not,
how does that sound? Is that a bit better? One,
yes,
2, 3, check, check.
That
Sorry, I had a bit of a nightmare at the beginning of the show. The sound cut off for me, so I had to restart everything and put it all on again. So is that person in the chat? Thank you for letting us know. Tell us if that's better.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, better. Awesome. So there's somebody who I think they may have also been in the BeatStars live when we were on Instagram a minute ago, just asking what you love about drill music.
The main thing I love about drill music is all of the sounds of like the UK, the sounds of the like Africa and the Caribbean. There's lots of different sounds from around the world that have gone into this type of music, like dance hall, like Afro. You've got the syncopated patterns and the rhythms, and I think for a lot of my students and a lot of the people that I'm working with, for them it's like a way out. A way out of a way of staying out of trouble, and it's the music that they can relate to. They call it reporting. They're reporting what's going on around London. They're reporting what's going on in their lives, and I think there's a real honest view of what they're living through and what they're going through, and to put it into music, which then turns into something positive. That for me is what it's all about, and it's a way of them actually forming and forging careers out of it. And I think if we're gonna look at drill music, yeah, I mean the lyrical content and some of the stuff that's said in it is, well, I mean it's just not acceptable ultimately. But at the end there is like light at the end of the tunnel for a lot of these people that are doing it, and that's why I'm involved with it, because I see it as a good way of engaging youngsters particularly, but people in the UK music scene.
I love that you like spoke to that like cultural aspect of it and what it can do for the people who are creating it. I think on the flip, if I can add to that as a perspective, like as a fan, I think that listening to drill music sometimes can just change your energy, and sometimes you need that uplift. I don't want to say uplifting, but you need that like push to like feel a little more bossy or feel a little more powerful. And I think especially in the delivery and the sounds, it's very like power heavy. So I just appreciate that secondhand like boost of confidence, and also just like feeling like I have an outlet through enjoying a sound. I don't know. That's just like kind of the flip on it.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, someone said balance. Yeah, I think that it's not for everybody, and if you don't want to hear it, then don't listen to it, and that's kind of just how I move through that. But moving on in the interview, I want to know how long you guys have been a part of the BeatStars community, and how you guys even found it really. John, do you want to go first? Okay, go ahead.
So I basically I joined the BeatStars, I think like 3 years ago. I used to be like on other platforms, but the BeatStars was like so popular back then, like it was like ads everywhere, I remember, and I just wanted to try it. And I saw there is like, it's like just so far ahead of everyone else, and like working so hard, all the employees, I think. So I just decided I will join BeatStars, and yeah, that's what I did.
How has it shaped your career?
Well, it's a really like artist to producers friendly platform. Like other platforms are not as like advanced in that way, and like there are so many things like you can promote in so many ways, like in BeatStars. So that's a big deal because I basically I use YouTube mostly, and BeatStars is like its own platform, and you can use it like YouTube, like all the keywords and all that stuff. You can use that and take advantage with that stuff that that is in BeatStars.
Definitely. I think it like gives you the opportunity to kind of have more, I say this every show, but like it just gives you that access. And it takes away needing to get through multiple people.
And all the like split percentages with other producers or artists, that's like little thing, but it's so big actually, like so easy.
For sure. Sam, what do you prefer to call you? I keep calling you like your full name, your shortened name.
Sam is good. Sam.
Cool. So Sam, how long have you been with BeatStars, and how has that shaped your career?
I'm trying to think back to April 2018. So like just over 2 years now, I think. And for me, it was like I was at a point in my career where I was teaching, but I was also looking for a way to like monetize my skills, such as production and such as making music, and it was like a bit of it was a thing to prove to myself, but also prove to my students that you can make money from the music that they're making, and like choosing the platform. I think for me, it was like I was looking at different platforms. I already had a YouTube, a SoundCloud, and I was thinking, should I start my own website? And I was checking all the options, and BeatStars for me, it was already a fully established machine, but it was still like improving. It was still developing. It was still adding new things, still adding features, and still is even now. Like the recent distribution, the recent joining forces with Sony ATV, and that's what really attracted me, because it wasn't just a platform or a business that had just stopped. Like it become established and then just stop. It's still moving with the times, and I think now it's actually starting to like evolve the music industry and what's going on like within music around the world, and that's ultimately what attracted me to BeatStars.
So what was the process of you joining us as a publishing client?
That was so that goes back to the BeatStars Summit that we had in April. And it was the opportunities they had on the opportunities page. This is another thing that BeatStars have that nobody else seems to be doing, is the opportunities. So I just thought, you know what, I'm a bit shy, but I'll upload, I'll submit a few of my beats to this so that they can get played by Dev at the time on the BeatStars Summit, and it got picked, and it received it received a really nice response from the guys that are viewing on Twitch and all the streamers, and then that led, like shortly a week later, Dev contacted me to be on the show Sunday Sounds with Jasmine. So and then that led to like me showing off like 10 of my beats, and it was a bit of a we had a bit of a talk through, and that ultimately, and by then I had already applied for the admin publishing deal application, and they forwarded it on, and they made sure the application moved faster, and because obviously I had a whole catalog ready to go, ready to be ready for them, and that just ultimately what pushed it along was going for that opportunity that for the BeatStars Summit, and here we are now.
Cloud9 says he was there for that. It was really dope.
Yes, I remember Cloud9. Yes.
I love that.
Big up Cloud9, shout out.
Big up Cloud9. He's in here like every week. And I saw Tech jumped in here too. So thanks for joining us again this week.
Good to see you guys.
John Savage, why did you want to sign with BeatStars?
Well, I wanted to work with bigger artists, like with other producers that basically are like bigger than me, or just make like better music, or just industry rappers, artists, or basically just yeah, like artists and all
Fire.
that stuff.
I think that's pretty interesting. I also want to know about some of your tips and tricks. How do you get the best out of BeatStars? And I know with you, John, you have a pretty big following on YouTube as well. So I'm sure that you're using the two platforms together to maximize your opportunity.
Yeah.
Maybe you could speak to that.
Well, I would suggest producers to focus on the few, not the many, as the saying goes, because I think as producers are starting like to show how much they make from beat selling, it really motivates like thousands of people to start making beats. So the beat like game is so oversaturated that you need to focus on specific style, especially when you post beats on your, for example, BeatStars or YouTube. I would suggest you to focus on, for example, like boom bap beats or like Drake type beats only, because when you make all kinds of beats and put it on your like YouTube or BeatStars, it's better to choose the one niche, so people will expect you to make those beats and will subscribe and follow your channels, like wherever. You can use like Instagram, because I don't use Instagram. I don't know how good it is, but yeah, that's basically my main suggestion for producers. And if you are like living with your parents, if you are like 10 years old or 13 years old, I would suggest like not focusing on the money, like focus on the like enjoy the beat making process and explore all the genres, because that's personally my like that's the best way how to develop your skills and be like far ahead of everyone else, because people like nowadays are focusing on the sales, not much on the music itself.
You're 100% right. I think you have to find that balance, because if it's a conversation of, you want to rank and you want to show up in the searches, then absolutely focus on a sound, but also don't feel like that has to be your everything. Like, give yourself room to explore and try new things, and maybe you'll start tagging a different genre or a different artist to rank that way.
Yeah, because when I started, I didn't know that you can make money with selling beats. So I basically made beats for like 6 or 7 years without like knowing to sell them. But since I found out like 6 years later that you can sell them, I was already like next level. So that's basically my.
Yeah, you had room to commit to a genre or
develop my skills basically.
Yeah, for sure. What about you?
So as for like getting the most out of BeatStars, I think using like going back to what your last question is, like the one thing that really skyrocketed like for me was the opportunities. So just apply into those, like submitting your beats, like even if you're feeling a bit like I said, a bit shy about it, some of what you think are your worst beats tend to be the ones that people really enjoy for some strange reason. But also like the marketing integrations on BeatStars, so where you can join up with MailChimp and Aweber and like the Teespring t-shirts, and there's like ManyChat as well, so you can connect it with your text messages and your Facebook, like using all those integrations to like bring in like a traffic to your BeatStars, because I'm more of an Instagram person as well, so I think the majority of my BeatStars traffic comes from either the BeatStars marketplace or Instagram as well. So like have a call to action in your Instagram, like especially in your bio, you know, and entice people in by like having like something free, like a free beat or a free sound kit, depending on who you're appealing. Whether are you trying to appeal to artists and songwriters and singers, or are you trying to appeal to the producers? Are you trying to provide, who are you providing value to? And once you decided that, give away something that, you know, either party will enjoy, like a free beat or a free sound kit, and then start collecting emails and from the integrations on BeatStars that way. And I think that is a lucrative way of going about getting the most out of BeatStars.
Absolutely. Can you give people like 1 or 2 examples of what a call to action would be if you were going to be using Instagram or whatever other platform?
Yep. So on my bio, it just says like Audio by Samuel, my name, like my producer name, and then free beats. Like, I mean, it's just on my Instagram. So like I make instrumentals. Click here or tap here to with the little finger emoji. Tap here for free beats, and then the people will click the link. They'll download the beats in exchange for their email address, and then you start as a producer and business owner. You start building a list of people that are actually interested in what you have to provide, rather than just like random people. So
facts. All facts. I just want to address some comments. So y'all not going to play my man John Savage like that. He was explaining that you could try making different sounds and really perfect your craft. But in terms of like making the most out of certain platforms, there's certain things you have to do to be able to show up. So being able to rank under one tag specifically is a really good way to like get yourself up and out there on YouTube. So I don't think that what he was saying was to just make one thing and stick to that, but that's how you get the best out of things like YouTube. So just keep that in mind. I want to talk to who do I want to talk to first? Let me start with John. John, you told me that you flew to Italy for 6 months to make music. I want to know like why you had to do that to begin with. It's COVID and you did this for your career. So tell me what that was about.
Well, I basically flew in like last month to live here like for 6 months in Italy. I just my girlfriend like had like a studying work like trip to Italy, and me as a producer, I can like work from everywhere. So I have never been to Italy, so that's why I like decided that I will go to Italy despite the COVID, because the COVID is like everywhere. You cannot really hide from it. You just have to wear your mask and all that stuff. I think it's important, but I just wanted to go to Italy to spend my winter in Italy, because it's like warmer than in Latvia, which is like next to Siberia, like it's cold.
Yeah. Okay, got it. So what are you aiming to focus on and really just like perfect while you're there?
Well, I will still keep making my Tupac inspired beats. That's what I will focus on. And yeah, as one of the Instagram chats said, like you should use the keywords in YouTube also. This is basically another advice from me. Like write your descriptions, write your tags on YouTube if you put your videos on YouTube, because all that stuff matters. Like don't leave empty spaces in that stuff, because you will like lose in long term. And yeah, that's what I will do basically. And I will enjoy the Italy, because you have to enjoy life. So it's not like you have to make beats like 10 hours a day. That's not what I do. I try to live in harmony, and all the free time basically gives you so many ideas in your mind. So you don't, I never have like a tunnel vision, and I just keep producing beats.
I love that. I love that you've got, work-life balance. That's something I like to promote on this show is like also living your life and not running yourself into the ground because there's only one you. And if you're not fully operational, who's actually going to make the music? So thank you for sharing that. And I hope you have the safest and most beautiful trip ever. I'm so jealous because it's about to be winter here too. And I want no parts, but here we are. Sam, I want to know about your schooling background and how you or why you chose to go to school and what that's done and how it's benefited your career.
Yeah. So I didn't actually at school, like the secondary school we called it in the UK. I didn't actually study music there, and I didn't do very well at college, like in the subjects that I took. I can't remember what they were, but then I sort of failed, and then I went and did music, and I passed that course, which led on to a music degree, which I really wasn't ready for. Like I didn't know much classical music or composers and or even theory. So like those 3 years, I really had to fix up. Like the first year I did really badly, but the 2 years after that of the degree, like I studied classical guitar, I studied jazz guitar, and I studied all like the pieces, and I got myself to like a grade 5 theory level, and that ultimately built like confidence, because like in education I was just developing, like musically, and then this led on to and also like whilst I was at school, we did a work experience, and like my work experience was at my old school. So, and it was one of the best jobs that I ever had. Like I've done all sorts of jobs, like driving vans and working in the kitchens and working in retail, and ultimately the one I enjoyed most was working in a school. So, and I decided to pursue that as a career. And then like whilst doing that, I did a master's. So whilst working in a secondary school, teaching as a music teacher, I also I asked if I could go part-time and do like a full-time master's course while I was working part-time as a music teacher. And
Holy.
so it's like basically just a huge mix of work, party, study, and not really much sleep. But it meant that I could just use they had a really good studio at the university that I was at, and I was pretty much living in there every day from whenever I woke up to, you know, whenever I'd fall asleep, really, just in this really big decent studio. And I learned how to engineer it, and I learned how to produce better, and that propelled me in my teaching career, because then I went on and I, instead of working at a school teaching children and secondary school teenagers, like I moved into like a college and like teaching college levels, so 16 to 18s, and sometimes the students like went older than that, and that's where like I really sort of found like a love for producing, but also like where I thought I can use this to help the like other kids and students, like if they like music, then I can help them learn how to produce, but two, get them to start thinking about how they can use this as a career. So.
Fire. So one, you and technology need to exchange lessons.
Yeah.
We're both teachers, so I think that's kind of funny. So I asked him something last week, and I asked him what is something that, what was the question I asked him? I asked him how he would teach his students to like be softer with themselves, that teaching, how could he apply it to himself? And do you have anything of that sort? Like, what is something you would tell your students that you can also apply to yourself? And then I guess a two-part question is, what did you have to learn outside of school that school didn't teach you when it came to your career?
So the first part, I don't ever really teach them to be softer about themselves, but I do the things that I teach them. I always like, because there's a saying, and like technology, he might have heard this one as well, where like those who can do, but those who can't teach, and like, and I hate that saying, because it's like, because as a teacher, like that, I don't want to be in that sort of category, right? Like I obviously love teaching; it's a great profession, but I don't want to be like known as someone who can't do it. So for me, like everything that I teach my trainees, my students, like I have to prove that I can do myself, or I do the project. When I set the project, I do it with them to show them, one, how to do it, but also like that it can be done and you can make money from it and you can have a career. What is this? The second question.
What is something you had to learn yourself about in regards to your career or even making music that you couldn't learn at school?
Yeah, so the school doesn't teach you, like especially in the UK, it might be different now, but when I was at school, we learned nothing about like personal finance, accounting, and just like running a business. It was, I think it's very much like set up to sort of get you ready to be in a workforce, which is fine, like for the majority, but it never taught me how to like manage money and work out taxes and how to make money and how to keep money, how to save money, and where you should be putting this money. And so like I'm catching up with all that now, and I think having a business and teaching students to have a business, like a beat selling business or an audio services type business, like I think that's ultimately like what I'm trying to do with them,
Yeah, guys, you gotta be able to take care of your business. I know, like with you guys, we're able to do a lot of the registering and the admin for you, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're in your books, So make sure you guys are low wave production 50/50.
Yeah.
Set aside money for tax. Like,
that's so right. Make
sure that your money is in order, because if not, what is the point of you having a whole online business if you're not set up? John Savage, can you speak to anything that you think people should know or learn?
Like for, you think like legal stuff or business stuff?
Anything that you think is important, maybe something they need to know about having their own business, or something that they can know about, like even creating, maybe as it pertains to businesses or anything legal, whatever you feel like sharing.
Well, I think for business, you always have to do your taxes. That's like important. Don't hide that stuff. Don't be scared of that stuff. Like, as professionals, that wise, they will always help. Like, I would suggest that. As far as selling beats, like, perfect your craft, work as hard as you can, remain like keep your life in harmony. I would not say balance, like in harmony. You have to do the stuff that you like, and just experiment with your beats, with your sounds, and just keep going.
I love that. Maybe just before we start playing some of your guys' music, because I want everybody to hear what you created, maybe let's just talk about some of your placements. I know that John, you've worked with Joyner Lucas, or are working with Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear about that, but you also have a placement with Nines. And then it looks like, Sam, you've got a lot of work with some more like independent level artists. I'd love to hear about that as well. But John, you can start. I'd love to hear about how you got with Joyner Lucas.
Well, first of all, I would say that all my placements came from my YouTube. So if that's secret, like a big secret for someone,
wow,
like a secret, like I really didn't message anyone. It just came naturally, like from my YouTube. Like the largest videos basically attracted all the placements, and that's how I met the Nines. And Joyner Lucas also basically reached out to me because he's heard like one of my biggest YouTube songs. And that's basically, we started working. Hopefully something soon will come out, but there is no rush. We just have to make the best music possible and just keep working.
For sure. And that's incredible to hear like how you've been able to generate interest in your music and what you do with your YouTube alongside your BeatStars account. You're just maximizing your opportunities, and it's pretty cool that, you know, you can draw traffic back to anywhere depending on how you're setting things up. So congratulations on that. Samuel, let's talk about some of the artists that you've worked with.
Yeah, so the artists that I've worked with, they're either from like the biggest placements that I've had have either been from the UK, Toronto, or
Wow.
Africa.
Who in Toronto?
Yeah, so there's a drill artist called Little Six in Toronto, and he used one of my beats called Focus for his 10 million x 2x2 tune. So that was like when the ball started rolling shortly after the summit as well. It just seemed like everything kind of happened off of that BeatStars summit moment that I had with it, and it just continued from there. I'm actually different to John though, whereas all of my placements have been through sending out beats via email. Usually, like I'd hear a beat or I'd hear a song. Like I'm following an artist on Instagram, and you know, if I feel like their sound is something that would suit my type of music, then I'll use their Instagram. They usually have a message or an email button, and I'll get their email and I'll save it in my drafts, and then go through my catalog and find something to send to them. Wow. And that's ultimately like how the placements have come around. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if it's come from YouTube.
That's pretty smart. I love that as like as a reach out tactic. Knowing where to start sometimes, even trying to find people is interesting. But I love that you said the BeatStars Summit was a catalyst for like a lot of these things happening. So that just speaks to how much you guys need to be involved in the community, because you don't know who's watching or listening or in search of something. So, you know, I know the raffles are fun and everything, but definitely come, because it can really just change your life. Who wants to play their music first? Oh, now
I want to hear those West Coast Tupac beats, man. I've been playing those, you know.
Wow, that's amazing. You have a fan and he's on the show with you, John. Well, John, you've been volunteered, so we're going to work with you.
Okay, let's go.
Let me share my screen. Y'all got to tell me if you can hear everything. You know what I need from you guys is energy in the chat, right? So don't forget to be commenting. I want to see the fire emojis. I want to hear the feedback. All right. So for some reason, I can't see your tag, so I can't guess who these songs would be best for, but which song do you want to start with?
Well, whichever is, let's start with the first.
The first one? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any backstories to this and why you made this song?
Well, I don't really have backstories. I just feel like making something and I just start making, and whatever comes out just comes out. That's all the backstory.
Okay, no more. Let's play it then. Now y'all know I usually run it for a minute, but if it's fire, we go a little bit longer than a minute. That was hard. Yo, the Tim boots send me every time, guys. Like every time I see the Tims in the chat, it makes me laugh. I love these. Somebody said the kick drum smacked me in the face. You're getting some really incredible feedback in here. John, let's play the second one. Blessings. That had a little bounce to it. I like that.
One of my cleanest mixes, like cleanest beats.
Definitely, yeah. I was just about to say this. Proper West Coast bass lines.
Yeah. Like West Coast, old school.
Cool. All right, 500 bends. Let's hear this one.
BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com.
I think that's the longest I've ran a beat in a minute. That was fire. Everyone's trying to ask like why you were so casual. You're like stoic with it because they're loving your music. Everybody's vibing out and you're just there like.
Well, I actually never like bump my head when I make my beats or listen. I'm just like listening all the stuff that happens in the beat. So, but yeah, sometimes you must like do this. It sounds better.
Your authentic self right now. This is you. I love that. Okay, Desire Part 3.
BeatStars.com. BeatStars.com.
Everyone is in love with your vocal samples. Please tell me I'm not the only one getting gas right now. The hi-hat rolls.
Yeah.
It's his sound is your biggest fan today. All of the positive comments are coming from this person. I appreciate you being so active in the chat. Someone said, this is, I don't know what that emoji is. I guess it's heat. This is heat. I want to hear Desire Part 1 and 2. So, John, what's your BeatStars handle? John Savage.
My BeatStars is John Savage.
I'm gonna drop this in the chat for y'all. There you go. That was John Savage, everybody. Thank you for these shares today. Everybody loved it. So, you know, I'm gonna start ranking music out of Tim Boots. So I'm gonna give you 5 out of 5 Tim Boots for today.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, Sam, you're on deck. Let's stop this screen.
They sounded so good. Like I'm not even a lyric writer, but I could feel myself like coming up with bars to those beats, man.
You were jamming the entire time. You're so supportive.
Yeah,
right.
man, no, they sound good. The mixes were clean.
Yeah, super fire. Okay, so look at this. Thank you, guys. Thanks for all the Tim Boots support. Appreciate it. Okay, which one do you want to start with, Sam?
I guess we'll just go. We'll start with Creatures. We'll start from the top. This one, like, I played like the guitar on, and like, did I tag it as Juice WRLD for this one?
You tagged it as UK Drill and Heady One. Maybe.
Yeah, a few people have said on this one like it's a Juice WRLD type melody, but on a drill beat. So I don't know. You decide on that one.
All right, cool. You guys hear that? Let us know if this sounds like a Juice WRLD type beat.
Or a melody.
Audio by Samuel.
Fire. It sounds like the consensus is in. Sounds like a Juice WRLD melody. But yeah, Heady One all the way.
Cool.
There you go. Big up UK Massive in the house, yo.
Yes, G Baby Productions. Yes, Boofy on the beat. Yes, Huckley Kajabuli.
Okay, so next beat. Any stories behind house arrest?
Well, the title. I mean, because like we've all been locked down for like months and stuff. So I guess I think I got out and went into the studio and it just came out as house arrest, like as the title. But yeah, that's the only story to that one, really. Locked in the house, it felt like house arrest.
Say no more. Let's hear it.
Audio by Samuel.
Purchase a license today from www.audiobysamuel.com. Purchase a license today from www.audiobysamuel.com.
Okay. We're running out of time. I gotta stop running these over, but they're so hard. Like everybody's enjoying in the chat today, and like I know the music's fire when everybody else is going up. So, you know.
Yeah, thank you. The people, there's really nice comments in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys are funny today. All right. Yeah, Bay.
Yeah, this one, like I think I'm not sure what the vocal sample is saying, but it sounds like yeah, Bay. So that's what I called it. But it's got a bit of a slower reggae, slapped on a drill beat with those punchy 808s. So yeah, and this one's like I programmed the guitar on this one. I didn't play it. So
sick. All right, drill reggae. I've never seen that tag. So all right, let's hear this. It's about to be unique.
Audio by Samuel.
Purchase a license today from www.audiobysamuel.com. Purchase a license today from www.audiobysamuel.com.
If y'all want to hear more, you're gonna have to go to Sam's page. I don't know what to tell you. Everybody's look at this. Love the melody. Big up, Samuel.
Yes, thank you.
Doing well. All right, Blackthorn.
Yeah, this one's just it's not even a drill beat, this one. This was more just like a slower hip hop one. It was actually the first composition I ever made, but I never finished it for years. And then I remade the project, sat down with the guitar, put like a slow trap beat to it. And this is what came out. So.
Wow. Okay, here we go.
Audio by Samuel.
Hard. That's definitely an Offset track. That would be fire.
Yes. Someone said Roddy Ricch on that one. Wicked.
Roddy Ricch would be cool too.
Yeah.
All the new guys
Or me.
are trap beats. What'd you say, John?
The Migos go hard on this. I love the way you make your drums because I'm so lazy to make drums, but your drums are like so good.
Well, maybe
Thank you.
it's time for Sam to do a drum kit.
I've got a few out.
Yeah,
you know, they're all
definitely.
there. I can link you. I'll send you the link, John.
Or maybe it's a collab. I want a
Yeah,
West
man.
Coast beat collab between John and Sam. All right. Gotta go. Thanks A6 Giddy for joining us today.
Thank you.
Okay. What if?
Yeah, so this is a vocal and a guitar sample from my good friend Lemma. She's a Jordanian lady who now lives over in Australia. So she sent me over this sample, and I flipped it into like a slow drill type beat.
Dope. And people are asking for the link to your drum kit. So maybe if you want to drop that in the chat while I play this, let's do that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Purchase a license today from www.audiobysamuel.com. Purchase a license today from www.audiobysamuel.com.
Yeah, that one was my favorite too, Lana. That was hard. You need to do more work with your friend.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yeah, thank you for all the love in the comments. It's really nice to see that. Thank you.
Yeah. Your last beat. Cairo?
Yeah.
Any stories here? Or you just want to play it?
Yeah, so this is like a part of the new sound of drill. If anyone's going to start jumping on like the drill beats, and they're blending it with lots of different genres now. One of which is R&B, and they're doing like singing on it, and I think it's really going to take it to like the level where it's going to be. I mean, it already kind of is becoming more mainstream, but it's going to take it into that sort of pop like level soon. I think if people start actually singing on the beats and doing that R&B sound on it. So that's what I tried with this one.
All right, let's see what this is sounding like, guys. Last beat by Sam.
Audio by Samuel.
Purchase a license today from www.audiobysamuel.com. Purchase a license today from www.audiobysamuel.com.
Yeah, that definitely knocks. That's different. I can't wait to hear. Maybe send me some artists that are singing on drill beats. I'd love to hear that. Yo, what's good with the collab? Or either of you down with working with us, up and comers? Are you guys open to working with other producers? Uh-oh, you're muted. Definitely.
Just DM my Instagram and let's go.
Love that energy. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always up for working with people. Love working with people. So, drop us a message, Instagram if you can find me there, or the BeatStars Messenger.
Yep, they've got their Instagram handles tagged in their names there. So if that's where you guys are looking, find them. Awesome. I think for that round of music that we just listened to, I'm going to give it another 5 out of 5. Tim Boots, everybody. Yes. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Like I said, guys, John and Sam's Instagram handles are in their names right there, if that's where you want to find them, or better yet, find them on BeatStars and go buy their beats, or Sam's kit that I also just linked. I know you guys were asking. There's my Tim boots again. Perfect. Do you guys have any final words, final departing words for our BeatStars fam?
Thanks for all the big support. Really, that's like amazing that there is like producer community that is really supportive of each other. And yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Sam?
Yeah, just want to big up John. Thank you, Tia, for having us both. And yeah, the guys and girls that are producers and you're thinking about taking it to the next level, like BeatStars, yeah, jump on that platform, because like John said, it does really feel like a community, and it feels like a platform where you can really advance your career and what you're doing. So yeah, get on that as soon as you can, guys.
Amazing. Thank you both for joining us. Thank you for being a part of our family at BeatStars. And guys, be on the lookout for everything that they're working on. Like I said, follow their BeatStars page, reach out to them. Someone said be on the lookout, I'll be in touch. So it sounds like you guys have some DMs coming. But if you want to see more of these conversations, you could check out our YouTube channel. You could look up BeatStars on YouTube. All of the past episodes of The Deal will be there, but also we'll be here live every single Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you're tuning in. Love everybody. Thanks for coming out and being so active today. I appreciate you. Be safe. See you next week.